Have I got some green cards for you today? Today, these are not the best cards in the world, but they're going to be fun. Riding the Dilu horse. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains horsemanship. And it doesn't go away. The horsemanship just stays forever. It's on the wikis. You can look it up. This is just a fun combat, because it's not a combat trick, it's a sorcery. But giving any creature horsemanship is just so broken. Horsemanship is so good. But good luck finding one of these. Also, these are $254. So cool though. If you want to proxy this, I think that'd just be really fun. Anyway, Sheltering Ancient. 5/5 with trample for 2 mana. It's pretty darn good. But it's got a cumulative upkeep though, and you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature on a creature an opponent controls. It doesn't even target. Just put a +1/+1 counter on a creature an opponent controls, which is pretty awesome for them. No, what's actually cool about this is this will go in like the Kros guy. What is his name? Kros, Kros. Kros defense contractor. That guy. Yeah. Beginning of your upkeep, put a shield counter on target creature an opponent controls. Right, and then whenever you put one or more counters on a creature you don't control, you tap it and goad it. And against trample, like that. This could be pretty cool on that. You know, for 2 mana, on your upkeep, you're getting some extra stuff. It's Sheltering Ancient is making those creatures bigger and cross-likey because goading is a thing. So there's that. That's a pretty fun one. Or you could put it in some sort of group hug deck if you wanted. You know, it's pretty cool. Leaf Crowned Elder. This is a Tree Folk Shaman. It's got kinship, which means that it has to do with creatures of the same type. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top card of your library. If it shares a creature type with this card, you may reveal it. If you do, you may play it without paying its mana cost. So this is supposed to go in shamans or tree folks, right? But you could also play the card that gives all creature types, right? So just any of your creatures that share a type with this, that could be pretty cool. I think there's a couple of things that make it all creature types, at least for the end of turn. I don't know. Or you could just put this in a shaman or tree folk deck, put it in your Ent deck from Lord of the Rings. Tranquility, destroy all enchantments. You know, that's all it does. That's all it does, right? How many times have you been on a table and there are 2 people or 1 person who are just playing sagas? Just playing saga after saga after saga, or just enchantress stuff constantly. This completely shuts those down and brings you in for the win. It can be really mean, but honestly, sometimes those kind of decks get out of hand, and just having this to be able to wipe whatever is just bugging you, I think could be very handy. Also, this is legal in Pauper, so this will help you with your boggle problem. Alpha status. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 for each other creature on the battlefield that shares a creature type with it. Talk about crazy, right? This thing could be real big in your elf deck. I mean, I believe that's an elf on the card, but it's already, you know, if you've got one other creature, it's already +2/+2 bigger. But your commander out there, it's +4/+4 bigger. And then it's every creature on the battlefield. So if somebody else has an elf, right, that's a +6/+6, right? So it gets real big, real quick. It doesn't give trample or anything, but there's other ways to do that in green, and just a fun aura that you could potentially run. Argothian Elder taps to untap 2 target lands. So it's kind of the bigger brother of Arbor Elf. It untaps 2 lands. There's only 3 creatures in the game that untap 2 lands. One of them you have to filter 1 and exert it, and then the other one is from Battle Bond, and it partners with a different thing, so you could run that too. But this one is just a fun old elf druid, and you can untap 2 target lands, which is great. It doesn't just untap forests, so look at that. Your dual lands, you can untap those and all that stuff. So it could be really fun. Ascendant Acolyte. This thing's cool. It enters with a +1/+1 counter on it for each +1/+1 counter among other creatures you control. So it's a 4 mana 1/1, or sorry, 5 mana 1/1, but it could potentially be real big when it enters, because it's for each +1/+1 counter among other creatures you control. So if one of your creatures has 30 counters on it, right, this will enter with 30 counters plus whatever else, which is great. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you double the number of counters, +1/+1 counters on Ascendant Acolyte. Yeah, if you could put this out early or flash it out, you could enter real big, and then right before your upkeep, and then it enters and it doubles, and then yeah, this could be fun, and it's just a scary creature that diverts attention from other things. I like effects like this where it gets real big and real scary and continues to do so, and people get scared of it, and so their attention is drawn towards this instead of maybe something else that might be a little bit better technically, but anyway. It'll be fun. Avoid Fate. Everybody should run this in a green deck. They need to reprint this thing. One of the only green counter spells. For 1 green mana for an instant, counter target instant or aura spell that targets a permanent you control. This gets rid of, I guess all those dumb blue instants. It has to target a thing you already control though, which is a little bit weaker. But green doesn't have counter spells, so this is kind of what you're forced with. But I don't know if a lot of people knew about this card. I have one of these in one of my decks. I mean, they're like $5-6. Target something, targeting your permanent that can really be helpful. Battlefront Krushok. This thing's bonkers for your +1/+1 counter decks. It can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, and then each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. This is like shrinkage menace, right? So it's like it has to be blocked by just 1 creature, and so someone can't triple block your guy with the counter on it, which makes it really good, really strong, so you can just slam right through. And if just all your creatures do that, that's really cool. I love these effects that just give all your stuff that extra bonus because they have a +1/+1 counter on it. This card's cool. Bifurcate. It's a sorcery. It's only been printed once. Search your library for a permanent card with the same name as target non-token creature. Put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. Now it's commander, so you're not gonna have the same name as something that you control, right? Unless you're in, those decks that do, this deck has as many of these. Like this could be in your rat deck, so you search for an extra rat if you need, like as a backup thing, or something that you put in where you've got a deck with just a bunch of creatures that everybody else is gonna have, right? Like Solemn Simulacrum. This will search for that because somebody else might have it, or this will search for, I don't know, Sakura Tribe Elder, or whatever it is, and it puts it directly into play. And you're like, oh my gosh, I have that one specific thing. Or like, oh my gosh, I have that, whatever it is, and you just search for it. So anyway, this could be funny. I know it's not strictly that good, but I could see some really funny like combos happening here, or you could just search for your extra heir apparent or whatever it is, just to ensure that you get it. And yeah, so these are pretty fun, and thank you guys for watching. I like all these obscure card videos. Maybe you don't play them, but hey, I think they could make for some fun combos. Make sure you guys check out those affiliate links down below, and check me back. I always say that. Come back for your weekly dose of magic. That's what I meant to say.